This isn't just a car, it's a forgotten legend. Today on Satisfying Car Detailing, we're bringing the Jiang 750 back to life. From rust to roar. Hit subscribe and let's get started. I still remember what the guy told me. He said the bike could still run before, and it had been sitting at a repair shop for a while. The Jiang 750, an old 80s model, was gifted to me. I paid just 200 yuan to have it shipped safely to me. With my work schedule being so hectic, I never really got around to doing anything with it. It just sat there waiting. But when I finally laid eyes on it, man, I was crushed. I actually asked myself, is this even the same bike? I looked at the photos I had of it before the shipping, and it looked completely different. I called the guy back several times just to make sure, yeah, it was the same one. But it hadn't been worked on at all. It was just abandoned in that shop. The photos must have been taken ages ago. The bike was missing way too many parts. You could tell right away. The engine was still incomplete. Dust covered every inch of the frame. I blew it off and rolled it into my own garage. But man, the front end, the pistons, totally gone. I had no choice but to call the previous owner again. You know how it is. The worst part of restoring old bikes is when the parts go missing, especially when they've been lying around someone else's shop for God knows how long. Once they're lost, it's chaos trying to piece things together. Looking at the frame number, this one seems like a 1989 model. I grabbed a stool, propped it up, and started disassembling the front. First things first, get that engine out. Now that the bike's home, I'm just gonna use what I have and take it slow, bit by bit. Figure out what's missing, what needs replacing, pull out the engine, fix what's broken, and get to work. Here, take a look at this cylinder. It's clean, no real issues. That's a relief. But the gear shifter was stuck. It was around 3:30 in the afternoon when I decided, all right, time to take this thing apart. The engine was caked in years of grime. I had to give it a full wash down. It felt awesome to see that old mud scrape off, layer by layer. That's the kind of satisfaction you only get in a garage. This is actually my first time working on a 4-cylinder bike like this. Definitely harder than the old Xingfu 250 I had before. I even bought a full parts manual just for this Jiang 750. Turns out, it's way trickier than I thought. I had to drop a bit more cash than I was ready for. But hey, it's worth it for the learning. When I got the engine, it was missing the cylinder head and one piston, so I had to tear it down and restore it from scratch. It's clear this bike hasn't had an oil change in years. I opened it up to see how bad the inside was. Looking into the oil pan, I felt like I just hit the jackpot, in the worst way. I pulled out the service manual, trying to figure out how the hell to remove the crankshaft. No instructions, of course. After some digging, I figured out it needed to be pulled at a specific angle. Thank God. I finally got it out. The crankshaft was still in decent shape. As long as you're careful, it comes out just fine. Without experience, this stuff is tough. The wiring's all shot. But hey, I can order that online and swap the whole thing if I need to. I'm feeling pretty lucky, honestly. This Jiang 750, it's not just a restoration, it's a damn journey. And I'm all in. So, I picked up all the oil seals and gaskets for the Jiang 750. Even grabbed a set of those square head cylinder bolts. I tore it down, scrubbed off every bit of greasy gunk from underneath the motor. Every single part, gears, cams, seals, sparkling clean now. The valves weren't sealing right, so I hand-lapped them old school style. Kinda primitive? Maybe. But man, it worked like a charm. Once I had the engine and transmission parts all fresh and clean, I laid them out nice and neat. There's nothing worse than mixing up parts during reassembly. Organization is key when your garage starts looking like a motorcycle exploded. Time to reassemble. Let's start with the crankshaft. And wait a minute, where the hell did this random spring come from? After a mild panic and a desperate flip through my sunflower manual, And that's what I call the shop manual, don't ask. I finally figured it out. It's the starter shaft spring from the gearbox. Crisis averted. Phew. As I bolted the engine back together, it hit me. Damn, this thing is heavy. I used to carry 80 kilos like it was nothing. But now, my back, my knees, yeah, age doesn't mess around. That engine lift in the corner of the garage started looking mighty appealing. I powered through, but boy, it felt like a gym session from hell. Steering column next, cleaned it, greased it up, reinstalled. Then came the oil. Not just any oil, the good stuff. Full synthetic, 5W. No cutting corners here. Took a break, stretched out a bit, and dove right back in. Time to fire this baby up. Contact points, cleaned. Ignition timing, checked. Fuel valve, open. Carb, ready. Starter switch, let's go. And she started. Hell yeah.
Cable okay.
Man, what a moment. Just stood there laughing like a lunatic. After everything, the calls, the missing parts, the busted knuckles, the Chang 750 roared back to life. And that was just the engine. I paid 200 yen to ship this beast home. Took her apart, rebuilt the heart. Now it's time to restore the soul. The frame, bit by bit. Spring's finally here. The sun's out, birds are chirping, and my mood's lifting with every degree the thermometer climbs. Even the old guy at the repair shop found a stash of missing parts buried in the corner of his place. Luck's turning around. And just today, the shipping company dropped off a package. The previous owner actually kept his word. Sent me a whole batch of parts. The rear mudguard? Yep, that's the big one I'd been hunting for. Absolute treasure. Oh, and the gas tank. It's here too. She's coming back together, one bolt at a time. I've got to give a huge shout out to the previous owner. Couldn't have done this without him. After stripping down the old paint from the frame with some hardcore remover, I sprayed on a solid base coat. Duong brand, good stuff. Once that primer dried, I peeled off the leftover bits, sanded down all the rusty spots, and finally, painted the frame in its original iconic green. That deep, classic shade. You know the one. It's the kind of green that instantly brings back a whole generation's worth of memories. Assembly kicked into high gear after that. Couldn't find the original seat anymore, but I managed to dig up 2 other seats in that same vintage moss green. As soon as the paint dried, I didn't waste a second. Full speed ahead. The tires were NOS, new old stock. Technically old, but unused. Perfect condition. I installed them to preserve the bike's authenticity. One of the original tires was completely shot though, So I went ahead and replaced all three with matching new ones. Every single day, from sunrise to late at night, I kept wrenching, just hoping to hear the roar of that old Chang 750 once again. I poured in some 250 GCC oil, used a newer gen gear oil, and even threw on a slick LED headlight. Gotta bring a bit of modern spark into the mix. The front lamp gives the bike some soul, and with the new exhaust pipes, this 80s domestic classic feels fresher, meaner, and more alive than ever. Then came the decals. The last time I did this was on my Xingfu 250. It was my first time back then, and I was pretty damn proud. This was my second go, a little more experienced now. I may not talk big, but I've got decent hands. I even fed the beast some gas from 2022. Yeah, I let her taste a bit of the modern world. Mixed in some strong grade 92 fuel too, and man, the Chang lit up. She came back to life with a glow I haven't seen in years. Everything's done. Time to fire her up, crank the engine, twist the throttle. Hey Lynn, what do you think of the bike? It's okay. Okay? What do you mean just okay? All right, let me try sitting on it. So, how's the seat? Actually, pretty comfortable. It's a convertible style ride. Try leaning back a bit. Feel good? Yeah, feels really good. So, she rides? Starts up fine? We're good to go. Let's hit the road. Just a quick spin. This domestic beauty, the Chang 750, is finally restored and reborn. I even threw myself a little mini delivery party. Just me, the bike, and a heart full of pride. Feels like falling in love again. From here on out, I'll keep pushing forward. I've made it my mission to restore more of these classic Chinese motorcycles. If you've made it this far, you're definitely a real classic bike lover. Another classic, back from the dead. Thanks for watching Satisfying Car Detailing. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next build.